Okay.
Israel got the same message that they are no longer allowed to fly air support for ISIS and to provide artillery support. And this has been for the last 6 days. Over 3,000 members of varying groups, including ISIS, operating near the Israeli border, now that they no longer have air support, have surrendered in the last 24 hours.
That's funny. So the Syrian army has got a lot of prisoners to deal with.
They have so many weapons, they're having to cart the weapons away in trucks.
Oh, God. This is funny. You know, Putin comes in, well, we've been bombing, I guess, everything but ISIS with intent, dropping weapons accidentally, repeatedly, behind their own lines, ISIS, so they can have easy access to them. I mean, it's so obscene what's been going on. This country is in the hands of people who are just off the scale.
Well, Jeff, the point I've gotten to since the visit to Syria, interviewing people there,
Yeah.
and talking with others in because I went with a U.S. delegation, I had not had access to people. Frankly, I don't talk to folks in Congress, and I haven't worked with people in the CIA for a bit anyway. So I got brought up to speed, and I've hardened my own position to this extent that the U.S. absolutely 100% not only created ISIS, that this bombing campaign that the U.S. has been involved in is not ineffective. It has been a total ruse.
Oh, it's a fraud. Absolutely. Yeah.
Over and over. They have made no attempt to go after targets. And I've had access to as much targeting intelligence. I mean, as I can get away, because I remember a lot of stuff. What we had gone through, I had gone through not only the lists of, we had lists of protected American targets, and this in particular is that the air campaign, and this is the phony American air campaign, all of the major bases, and the Russians have only hit, they'll have hit 73 or 74 by right now, by the way. But these bases are on a list of 1,100. And a lot of the things are being dispersed right now, and the Russians have are not only using their own satellites, but they've actually rented commercial satellite space as well in order to watch Syria and to maintain at least some active intelligence. But the Russians are in a full court press in order to get as big a shot in against, in particular, where the war, 80% of the war, is within 40 miles of the Turkish border. What does that tell you? Particularly around Aleppo, Latakia province, Idlib, which is right on the Turkish border. The Turks are sitting there behind their little fences, watching these planes and watching the smoke come in. And the warning here, since the majority of the terrorist forces are still inside Turkey on the other side of the border, and these Russian attacks are not just killing, and of course, as morons are thinking, the poor American American allies, they're killing Saudis, they're killing Israelis. And one of the things, if we won't have a lot of time to get into this, but we have solid evidence that Israel has 800 troops operating inside Syria, and that the Israelis are running more than one. In particular, they're running car bomb factories inside of Syria.
The Southern Poverty Law Center. That is absolutely Mossad, and I want all of you to get that and hold on to it. Anybody connected with that organization is indirectly or directly connected with Israeli intelligence, Mossad, and don't forget that. All these organizations, they're run
against the United States.
Say that again?
terrorism and espionage against the United States.
Absolutely.
That's their job.
Absolutely. Yep. And they use people all the time. And they lie by omission, and they distort, and they corrupt, and they have agents that do nothing but cause fights and arguments on forums, on boards, on chats, on blogs. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, the meetings that I had personally, I spent an evening going through the lists of terrorists, the list of Americans and Europeans who were involved in terrorism and financial support of terrorism. I spent an evening with Major General Ali Malouk, the head of Syria's intelligence agencies, very shadowy guy. And, to a silent mic, I mentioned he had one agenda: win the war.